You know, it's kind of a fun and whimsical little project, but it's a great place to experiment with learning new skills, I think.
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of curved piecing, a little bit of applique. So if you're looking to try something new or maybe, like I said, up your skill level a little bit, this is kind of a fun place to start, and it's smaller pieces.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, a smaller project too is always
Right.
a good place to practice a new technique.
Yeah, instead of a giant quilt. So that's kind of where we're going today. And it all begins with the chain link template set. So
Awesome.
this was kind of new to me, kind of fun to play with. And I've got the pieces right up here, and there are several different pieces, and you want to make sure that you follow the instructions that come with the set because it lets you know which of those pieces you need doubles of, and I'll talk about that in a second. So one little tip before you begin, first of all, they come with paper on the back side, and you're going to peel all of the paper off. And then you want to add some kind of a sticky to the back side. I just use pieces of double-sided tape.
Good idea.
Yeah, because I've just got them right on all of the edges because they do tend to slide around a little bit if you don't add something to give it some grip.
Yeah, you got enough going on that helps give you some stability.
Exactly. When you're working with curved piecing, it's kind of got to be perfect.
Yeah.
And also starch your fabrics. So I used a lot of spray starch before I cut them out.
Perfect.
Now you do need a special rotary cutter also. You can't use your big giant rotary cutter because it's really, really hard to get into those curves.
Those little curves, yeah.
Yeah, to make them really nice and neat. So we're going to use a biddy.
And a spinny mat might help as well.
Yeah, I love the spinny mat because you can follow the edges and then
turn it.
rotate and
keep
follow
going.
and and keep all of your pieces together instead of trying to spin your body around your table.
Yeah, which is much harder.
Right.
So I imagine organization is also a huge part of this as well because you have a lot of little pieces.
Yes. So not a bad idea to label them by the letter. And then, like I said before, you do need reverse images of each of the different pieces. So here I've got these guys here, and I've got the exact same pieces right here, but they're mirror imaged. So stacking your fabrics either right or wrong sides together, and then cutting them together, and then you get a left and a right. And again, in the instructions, it tells you which ones you need.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And laying it out exploded like that does help you keep you on track.
I think so too. So we're going to start by creating the first half of our block. So this piece right here. And we start with these guys. And this is a fairly easy seam because we're just going to do straight edges together.
Perfect.
So that one's not so bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
This is what it looks like. And then we are going to add this piece to the bottom.
Little curve.
Little curve.
Okay.
Yeah, so we kind of work into the longer curve that we end up stitching.
Okay.
So when I'm curve piecing, I like to have the concave, or somebody called it the smiley face,
Yeah, smiling at you.
smiling at you right on top. And I just line up this edge right here on the left because you can see that the shapes are exactly the same. So it's a real easy place to start. And then you're going to just stitch around piecing those two pieces together.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
And we've got a clear 1/4 inch foot on the machine, and that also gives you some good visibility as well.
Yeah, that's really nice. And then using needle stop down helps a lot too. That way, every time that you stop to kind of pivot around the curve, your needle goes down and your foot comes up and you can easily pivot.
And I noticed there's a little red line just in front of the needle as well. That's another 1/4 inch guide. And I tended to, when I first did this, look too far ahead of the needle, like you would if you were doing straight stitches. And then I wasn't paying enough attention to that space that's a 1/4 inch away from the needle.
Good idea.
So it's like you can't plan too far ahead. Just make
Yeah.
sure that the two fabrics are lined up within the little box that's created by the red lines, the 1/4 inch kind of rectangle that the foot gives you.
It's a good tip.
And go slow.
Go
you know, this
slow.
is not a fast stitch.
You may get to where you're a pro at this and you can go quickly, but I know for me it was kind of a slow process.
Yeah, well, I think, and the more you do it, the more of those you make, the more confidence you're going to gain.
Absolutely. So now I'm just going to give it a good press, and we want to press toward the larger piece. You don't want to try and press your curved seam allowance into a skinnier piece or it won't lay really flat. Oh my gosh, great job.
Oh, thank you.
Totally nailed it.
I
Look
get a
at
gold
that.
star today.
You do.
Okay, now you're just going to up the challenge each time.
No pressure. Okay, so now we want to add this white piece on. And you'll see here, we've got a little lip that hangs out. We want that because you've got the tip of a triangle. So to have your 1/4 inch seam, you need to start in just a little bit. You can do it one of two ways. You could start from this edge and just kind of measure that 1/4 inch so that it starts in at the right spot, or you can start from this back edge and work your way around. Again, we've got the concave or the smiley face on top, and kind of cool that this 1/4 inch
Yeah.
foot has a left and a right guide.